What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. I got a special guest with me right here. This is my wife, Sarah.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, and then we got our baby Izzy in the back. He's in his car seat. She's just warming up his bottle right now because this food's getting crazy already. Yeah, he's hungry, I guess.
Yeah.
He used to eat every, 4 hours?
Yeah.
Not no more. Not no more.
Now he's eating more frequently.
Yeah, he eats a lot now. And he used to eat like 5 ounces. Now he's eating like 6 to 7 every 3 hours.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's chunky. Yeah, but welcome back, everybody. We're on our way to Disneyland right now.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah. Sorry for y'all broke homies. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, we're like my last episode or the one before that. I was like, we Disney pass holders, baby. Finally, after all these damn years. Yeah, thanks to Izzy, and thanks to this one right here for begging for it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, she made me feel bad. She gave me the guilt trip.
I didn't guilt trip you.
If you want to get it, if you want.
Sir, it's not guilt tripping.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
That's manipulation. No, I'm just
kidding.
kidding.
I do want it, but it's okay. Yeah. But, my wife posted on her Instagram some recommendations and some, things that, requests that we can cover on this episode. Because, I have a special guest, which is my wife, and we can give you guys game on what we do and what we use in our relationship, and, how our chemistry is, and, just how we go on about life. So, babe, do you want to see?
Yeah.
I don't know any of these, by the way, so.
And then just to how people take it to, it's just our opinions. It's probably what we've lived through. It's, take it how you will. Don't get offended.
Yeah.
Just to
definitely.
let you guys know. All right, so one of the ones is keeping the spark after having a baby, and then how do you show up as a family as a whole? Keeping it all together.
One question?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a loaded question.
Keeping the spark after having a baby. I think you want to go first, babe, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay, go for it.
I think prioritizing communication with your partner is very important.
Definitely.
I think, communicating and being okay with hearing those concerns from your partner. We communicate very well with each other. So, an example, when we, first we're going through having a baby, like the first couple of months.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to say postpartum, right?
Yeah, postpartum.
Yeah, postpartum. It was rough. No sleep. Both trying to juggle as new parents.
Him waking up every 2 hours.
So you're sleep deprived. Yeah. You're exhausted.
And you're new. To parenthood. Like if it's your first, this is our first baby. So, it's all new to us. So we're over here trying to, juggle our relationship and raising a baby that we don't have no idea how to do. That we're learning together.
So it was rough at first, but we communicated. There was at one point he was like, it feels like we're a roommate. What's going on? You did. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay. I want to hear that. I didn't want to hear it, but it helps me. It kind of helps me reset. Okay, how do I work on this? So I feel like you're actively working on your relationship. You're just working on it new as a new mom, new dad. But you got to remember you're still married,
Yeah.
So still prioritizing your relationship with the baby. So we have been going out more. Disneyland helps. Doing things as a family. Still doing date night.
Going out to eat.
Yeah, going out to eat. Still hanging out and having that fun.
Going to church.
Going to church. So I think that really helps us keep the spark alive. Doing things when the babies are asleep. No.
Yeah, make sure that your sex life is active too. Don't lose don't lose that spark in that either, because sex is a beautiful thing. It's one of the things that, God gifted us with, with your partner. And yeah, that's one of the reasons I brought up the roommate situation.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I think when you're working together as a family, as a unit, then your baby sees that. And he's more, like, he feeds off our energy. He definitely does.
Yes,
like, if we're stressed or sad, or any of one of us, he, like, gets upset and he feels it too. So, like, working together really kind of, like, sets that standard with him. But
definitely working on our patience, especially for me. My wife is way more patient than I am. She's a very, when she's mad at something or sad at something, she's very composed and very, she keeps it in. And she's like, she doesn't yell about anything. She just kind of like that type of pissed, silent treatment. And, but it's really good though for when you're having a child, because like she said, they feed off your energy. And they kind of know, they know when you're angry at them. And especially me, I'm very, I make it known that I'm angry. I'm verbal, I'm the total opposite. So it's good to see her like that, because I kind of feed off that energy now. And I know that I got to fix myself, because I don't want my son to learn those things that I've learned from my past, in regards to, having that anger and stuff. So patience is definitely a big one on keeping the spark. I feel like patience is a big one for me. I don't know.
This is your that's your opinion, your perspective. That's okay. Yeah, and it's different. I feel like your perspective, my perspective too.
Yeah.
So that's cool. They get two perspectives.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then another one is I think a big one, especially other people want to know too, is setting boundaries with family members, but them not honoring it or respecting it or reciprocating it.
No, they respect it. There's no choice. You don't respect or honor what I'm trying to do for my child, then you're not seeing my child. Simple as that. We are blessed and lucky enough to have a family that's so respectful and so loving and so caring, that we don't really have this situation, honestly. Like, I feel bad for people, because people do have this situation where, like, the mom of, or grandma,
and that ties in with, like, toxic in-laws too. And I think it's, like, really important to set those boundaries beforehand too. Like, I don't know, when you start a new relationship or you have a baby, setting those forth and kind of seeing how your family respects it. But like what Matt's saying, when you get married off or when you have a baby, you're your own family too. So at the end of the day, it's like
that family comes first.
Yeah,
now
your new family comes first.
Yeah, like your mom should respect your new family. Like, I hate that question when they say your mom. Like, are you going to choose your mom or me? It's like, honestly, it should automatically be your partner, because you're building a new life with this person. They're the mother of your future kids, So, or you're the father of, the kids with her, it goes both ways, vice versa, so. But yeah, definitely should, that's your family, and nobody should be in your business either, What do you think of that, babe?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing.
Like, people, people should, your relationship is your relationship. Like, whatever happens between closed doors should stay in closed doors.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, nobody else should know your business. And honestly, if they do, that's your fault, because you are letting people into your relationship, and when you should be communicating and working it out together. That's the whole point of communication, is like, if you can't communicate with your partner, it's not going to work.
Yeah, but I also think having your partner's back is really important.
Yes.
So, like, if some of your families don't approve or don't, that's fine. That's their opinion. But at the end of the day, that's your wife, your husband, your mother of your child, father of your child. So, yeah, take it with a grain of salt, like what they say. Because at the end of the day, you're going home to them.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's the most important, is sticking up for your partners.
Yeah.
Because no one wants, you know, that to happen to them. You know?
Yeah,
or like anyone to say anything bad or disrespect. Disrespect them. Hello.
You got to be real picky who you pick to be with, you know?
Yeah.
Because when you marry the person, you're marrying their family too.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, like, it sucks, but like, you better know the person and the family, you know, before you make that commitment, because then you're like stuck in this loophole, and you're like, man, the mom's always in our business, or the dad's always in our business, you know, and that's just life, you know. You really gotta communicate to that person to, you know, respect your boundaries and respect your guys' relationship.
Yeah.
And as for, you know, parenthood though, we make it known, like, don't kiss my baby. Mm-hmm. You know, I'll let you hold the baby if you ask me, and I know, you know, depending on who you are, I don't let nobody random hold my baby.
Yeah.
Only like family, honestly.
Yeah.
And close friends. But
that's pretty much it. I think it's the biggest thing, the key takeaway for that for me is, like, you know, just take your partner in consideration when that's happening. Have that conversation, stand up for them. Mm-hmm. You know, that's your family. That's what you protect as most now. Yeah. And then I like this one too. Roles and responsibilities between the gender. And that plays a big part too right now, especially like with the little one having a lot more stuff to do. You want to touch on it first?
I feel like the last question, well, not the last question, but what we were talking about, communication, mm-hmm. I feel like that has a lot to do with what, like, roles you guys play mm-hmm. in the household, because everybody's different. And as long as you guys are on one accord, I don't think it really matters what you do. Mm-hmm. It just, as long as you guys know, like, okay, I do this or I do that, you know, or even if you mix it up, mm-hmm. you know that you guys are going to mix it up. Or like, I got this week, you got that the next week, you know. Yeah. Like, as for us, what works for us is that I always take out the trash. And I always... most of the time do the laundry. Like today she did the laundry, mm-hmm. but most of the time I do the laundry, and we try to switch off though. Mm-hmm. Like, and we got a lot of trash, y'all. It's a lot of trash. Like, Sarah orders shit from Amazon every day, bro. Like,
and the dog,
I have to break down boxes every day.
Poop,
I have baby poop,
dog poop,
the genie, and then the dog poop genie for outside, and then I have to do the trash can inside. And I don't know how, but Sarah somehow, some way finds a way to fill that crap up every single day. I throw it out every single morning, dude. Like, it's crazy. And the bathroom trash.
Yeah.
But anyways, and then we switch off on dishes, you know. It's just, honestly, it depends. It depends on your relationship. Like, you have to communicate that with your partner. You know, your partner is not always going to be 100% all the time. So if you notice that they're struggling, or, you know, they need help with something, step in, you know. That's your partner. Like, you don't want to see them struggling. Like, I'll come home. Oh, like today, for instance, my wife, we have like a agreement where she takes the midnight shift to feed Isaiah and change him. And then, because I work I have to be up at 3 a.m. to go to work and, you know, be ready by 4 and clock in at 5. And I take the 3 o'clock shift to feed Isaiah. And today she was exhausted, and she was like, "Babe, can you just do it, like, please?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got you, you know." Like, I was like, "It's okay." And she thought actually, I didn't tell her. I was like, "Yeah, I'll go warm up the bottle," and I just ended up feeding him. And I came back, and she was like, "Oh, where's the baby? Where's the baby? Oh, where's the baby?" I was like, "Dude, I fed him already. Go to sleep." "Oh, thank you so much." Then she went back to sleep. But, like, those little things, you know, like, they help your partner more than you know. Yeah. The little things really do matter. Yeah. And you just gotta, you know, make sure that. I think that's the only thing, is make sure that you guys are on one accord and you're communicating. Mm-hmm. And what about you, babe? What do you think?
I think I agree. Same thing. if you hear Isaiah, sorry guys, he's babbling, chewing. I really think it just depends on your culture as well, and then how you choose to move forward. So if you're in agreement with your partner, like culturally, if like you women want to do stuff around the house and the man works and this and that, like we're not saying there's no right, no wrong answer. That's how you grew up and that's fine. We're more of like it's not a traditional gender role, so I think that's where I'm coming from. So there's no right or wrong, but what works for us works for us. What it may not work for you, as long as you're on the same page with your partner. That's pretty much the big thing. And then I personally, like I said, we don't see gender roles associated with what we do. We just pick up where the other person is struggling or lacking. That's the main thing. I think the only thing that we've always ever communicated, which he does not like to do, is cook, and that's totally fine.
Yes.
He's communicated that since we started dating, so...
Totally forgot about that one.
I take over the cooking, which is totally fine.
I go on the 605 day?
Oh, let me tell you. 5. Yeah, you take the 5.
Oh, the 5?
But you stay on the 91 piece.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, pretty much, just communication is like going to be the key term in his podcast today. So
yeah, I don't like to cook, man. It stresses me out. Some people are like, it's so therapeutic. Like, hell no, bro. Like, it's so stressful to me.
I love the cooking.
I hate to say it, but
aspect.
Like, I hate to say that, like, I don't like it, but I just don't. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Okay, let's see. Let's do losing friends after you have a baby.
Ooh. Yeah. You'll know who your real friends are when you have a kid. 100%. It's very challenging because as a parent, like for us, our son comes first. And if you're not on that,
wavelength, or you get butthurt, or
like if you
say we're neglecting because we don't have the time to spend.
It's not even like that, It's like I have to literally raise a human being, and it's for the first time, So it's like this is my first rodeo, So if you're not patient, or like you're trying to come at me that we don't hang out, which thankfully, oh man, stupid camera. Thankfully, we didn't, I don't know about you, but I didn't really have anybody that kind of cut me off because we had a kid. Definitely people I don't see as much. I mean, that's
maybe
just reality.
You could even say like losing friends for aligning with your lifestyle as being a dad, being a Christian, stuff like that. Growing up, I would say, and not to cut you off either.
Oh no,
that no, actually, I feel like my friends have been like even more involved. It's like they want to see the baby more. I'm like, hello, I'm still alive. No, I'm just kidding. No, I do take the baby to see my friends all the time. I do let them know if I am gonna hang out, like I'm gonna bring the baby. Like that's just is what it is. Like, and if they're not okay with it, are they really my friends? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they should want what's best for your interest, And if you're tired and you can't hang out and you got to reschedule because something happened with the baby, like, that should be totally understandable,
exactly.
Even for anything, honestly, like, If it's an ongoing thing, like, I mean, I understand. Like, but us, we're different. We plan ahead.
Yeah, we're booked out like 5, 6 months.
And we're popular, No, I'm just kidding.
We just have a lot of stuff
People like us. No, I'm just kidding. But it's just more like, we love them enough to make time for them. You always make time for the things you love.
That's 100%.
And we make time for it. And like today, we're going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
So.
And I think if your friends were really your friends, that they would understand. And they would have the emotional maturity to understand what it's like to raise a baby and the energy it's put in. And when we do make the time to see you, that means a lot because it's a lot to get a baby ready.
Yeah, dude. It takes longer than y'all think.
Yes, it really does.
Like, imagine dressing a baby like, man, this is a sick fit. They're going to love it. And he just freaking sharts and, like...
Throws up.
throws up at the same time.
Needs fed.
And then you're changing him. He blew out. You're changing him, and then he pees on you while you're changing him too.
And you gotta change.
And you're just like, what the hell is going on?
Then
like, out of all the
have
days.
to pack the diaper bag, make sure everything's good. We forgot the diaper bag today. I had to run upstairs and go get it.
No, I forgot it, and I had to run up and go get it. She's taking the blame. No, I forgot it, and I ran up to go get it. I messed up. I was like, bruh. We did have a lot of stuff, but still, like, that's the main thing, bro.
That's the main thing. Good thing I remembered to get the
Yeah, you're
bottle.
like, you get the diaper bag?
So where's the diaper bag?
Oh,
Where's the bottle?
shoot.
We would have left without it. Oh my gosh, that
That
would have been so bad.
That would have been terrible.
We
would have. I would have left.
back
Yeah,
home.
I would have came back home.
There's no way. But anyway, sorry, off topic. What were we on? Oh yeah, friendship.
Yeah, but I think we covered that one.
Yeah, that
Is
was
there
good.
another one?
Yeah. Let's see. How do you prioritize yourself and your identity in a relationship? So like self-care, thinking about yourself, but still.
Yeah. If you don't have kids, it's more easier. I feel like find something that you enjoy and love doing, and your partner should be mature enough and loving enough to respect what you choose in regards to, doing things that you love to do. What was the question one more time about how was it worded?
How do you prioritize yourself and then your identity in a relationship?
Okay, yeah.
So it's like
Yeah. Like your partner shouldn't be changing who you are either. There's a difference between growth as a person and changing a person, Like if you have this idea of who you want already as a partner and that person isn't that, don't try to change the person, please. Like, there's a difference between growth. It's like if they want to change in their own way to find their identity, then cool. But if you're trying to change it, that's a lot different, So
yeah,
that's just what I think on that.
And then what about prioritizing yourself? I feel like you didn't touch on that.
Oh, prioritize? Yeah. Definitely take time to yourself. Because in order to love others, you have to love yourself, and you can't love yourself if you don't prioritize yourself. If you're showing up for that somebody nonstop, you're gonna end up resenting this person because you're gonna think like, man, this person gives me no time. Like I feel so suffocated. Like this person doesn't let me breathe, and it's not even that they're not letting you breathe. It's sometimes that you're just not communicating that you need time to yourself.
Yeah.
You go take that walk, go take that run, go to the gym, go have some drinks with some friends, with the boys, or go, girls like to, just hang out and gossip. I don't know, go do that, I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
no, 100%.
Yeah, that's just what I think on that.
Yeah, and I think it's important to prioritize yourself so that you can show up, like he said, for your family. So, like, that means taking self-care. Something I do is I like going to the gym. So I like, it kind of helps me breathe a little bit, like Matt says, take a break, reset, come back refreshed. And then I think a big thing in this is like prioritizing yourself and your identity and relationship, because it's two in a relationship.
Yeah.
I think it's important for each of you to show up for yourselves, because no one is responsible for the other person's happiness. I think that's something very, very important. Like if someone's like, struggling, you're not responsible for their happiness. Like they have to be able to make themselves happy, content, and, kind of work on themselves, because you can't fix somebody, So I think that's a big thing. And then, that just kind of pulls it all together.
Yeah.
And then, let's see.
It's good, man.
Yeah. What about blended families? Talk about blended. That means
like,
clarify.
Yeah, I was like, what does that mean? Like having like stepchildren, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much kind
of
of
being
thing?
like
like them having kids already.
Yeah, so like let's say you have kids from other partners, you come together, like how does that look? And once again, it's our opinion. We're not living that. We do have what Matt has immediate family, like it is a blended family. So we do see some of like you know, their core values and kind of how they handle it. But
Yeah.
I think from my perspective, if you're, you know, going into a family with, you know, children from other, you know, moms or other dads, I think what's important is like you take that responsibility. When you're dating that mom or you're dating that dad and the children that come with them, you took on that role when you got with that person.
Yeah.
Like you accepted all that baggage. Like all the, you know, not even baggage, just like kids, you know?
If they're kids, yeah. If they're adults, I mean, it's different, but...
Oh, yeah. But let's say like kids, you know, like blended families, like, you know, you take on that responsibility. So I think emotional maturity is a big thing. Like, you have to be a grown-up about it, you know?
Yeah.
And you can't, I feel like you can't say, oh, your kid did this, or my, you know, my kid is this. You know, it's your guys' kids now. Isaiah's like, that's right. But
I know what's going on over there.
He's teething on his little teether. But yeah, I think that's a big thing. Setting boundaries and expectations beforehand is a big thing too.
Yeah.
So like before you're even dating the person, like let them know what's up.
Yeah.
You know, and make sure you're on the same page, because you don't want, you know, anything happening to your little ones or their little ones. So.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, those are still your kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I feel that it's a man's responsibility, you know, to. Well, that ain't my kid, but I mean, that's who you chose to be your partner, you know, and they can't just, you know, pick up their kid and just toss them, you know, like they have to take care of their child too, you know, and yeah, you just gotta know who you're dating, you know, I mean, you'll know if the person's good if they love your kids too, you know.
Forget.
Yeah, I know, I'm already on here. Yeah, like you should know, like. Who you want to date someone to be the mother or the father of your kids, you know. We date to marry, you know, like, and we're married and we continue to do so, you know. I knew who I wanted the mother of my child to be, and that was her, you know. And sometimes people don't get to they don't choose right the first time, you know, or circumstances happen, you know, like. You know, things change, and I'm not saying they do, you know, like, but I'm not saying they don't, I'm sorry, but yeah, like, as a man, in my perspective, I think a man needs to show up for his family, for himself, you know. We have to be the head of the household, and in order to be the head of the household, you know, you got to set an example, you know, take care of everything, you know. Yeah, like, be loving, be kind, be strong, be bold, you know. And yeah. And then
one of the other questions too, before we probably, you know, cut it out.
Close out.
Is and I think it's a big one too for us, the roles in the hierarchy in the family. And ours may look different from other people's because ours is kind of biblical, you know. For how we kind of identify the roles, hierarchy, just because, you know, God, husband, wife, kids, that's kind of how it is for us. I don't know. You want to go for it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's like she said, we're more like we follow Jesus in our household, and we put him first over everything, you know, and Jesus is love, you know, so in order to, you know, have love, you know, I need Jesus in my life to love my family, you know, and this has worked for us, you know. I'm not forcing it on anybody, but we put God first, and there's a scripture actually that we had learned and we talked about in couples ministry. It's in Ephesians, I'm sorry. Ephesians. I can't remember the chapter and the verse, but it says to, like, for the woman to honor the husband as God honored the church. Like, love your husband as God loves the church, or Jesus loved the church, you know. And I think that's a big one because as us men, the only thing we want the most is respect, you know. And I feel like that's a big one in our household, that like my wife shows me respect, and that's why, you know, it works. She shows me respect, and I show her love and compassion, you know, and I'm, you know, I'm always there for my wife, you know, and, you know, I care for my wife because she cares for me, you know, like without her I wouldn't be complete. And so yeah.
I mean, I agree exactly with everything you're saying too, and I think it ties into maybe with other family members. You know, once you're married, and then like I said, if you have a child as well, I feel like this ties into, but you have created your own family. So now, let's say my parents and Matt's parents, now they come kind of like below our kids, like, so in that hierarchy, right, babe?
Yes.
So
yeah, like my like tree of like what I follow, like the top one would be God. Then it would be me, because I can't show up for my family unless I show up for myself, right? So it's God, then myself, then my wife, then my son,
then our families,
and then the church.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, that's just the way I look at it, you know? Because and also too, I don't want no pastors or nothing to get upset, but we are the church too. You know, wherever the people go, if more than one gather, you know, that we are the church, you know. So, and it is our job to, you know, share the word and everything. So that's why I put, you know, it's so important to go to church, but it's definitely not more important than the salvation of my family, and, you know, already having that foundation in my home.
Yep.
Yeah, like Pastor Ruben talked about the last time we went, when he was talking about, like, how are you going to have a foundation here learning about God when you don't have a foundation in your own home?
Yeah, 100%.
You have to practice what you practice here, you know, every day. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. How are you doing, by the way, though?
And how am I doing?
Yeah. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're done with you guys. Now we're talking about us. No, I've been good. I've been feeling a lot more, I don't know, like a mom, like prepared.
Yeah.
I've got the hang of things. I'm getting the hang of things. So I feel good.
She's such a good mom, guys.
Thank you.
Such a good mom.
I didn't know I was gonna like children. No, I'm kidding. Like,
yeah, so
she
didn't really like kids back then, so I was kind of scared.
You know what? It might have just been because it wasn't my own kid, and it's just like I couldn't handle.
It's definitely different.
I'm good. You know.
Yeah.
I taught little ones how to swim lesson. I was tired of it. I wasn't tired of it. Like, I love the little ones, but to a T where if they cried or had tantrum, I want to give them back.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I've been good. I think it was difficult managing going back to work. I think work's a lot right now.
Yeah.
You know, having a lot of changes, a lot of stress, but I'm managing. I'm trying to, you know, continue to show up for my little one while going to work. Going to the gym has been kicking my butt, but I'm trying to be a hot mama, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're doing good, baby.
Thank you. I'm 40 pounds down.
40 pounds
40 pounds down. I gained 50 pounds during pregnancy. That was rough.
Yeah, thanks to that fatso over there.
Yeah, he made me like to eat, but...
Yeah, he did.
And he likes to eat, so I guess that...
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm doing better. I don't want to say, like, you know, I'm great. You know, it was rough. It was rough for a time being.
Yeah, and she still makes time for me. She still makes time for her friends.
Yes.
She still works a full-time job.
Yeah.
And, you know, and she still makes time. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like,
you never realized how much free time you had.
Yeah, until you have a kid.
Until you have a kid.
Yeah, like,
It's okay.
and you never know how much sleep you have until you have a kid. Damn. Like, you don't know what exhaustion is. Like, I remember people would be like, just wait till you have kids. And I'm like, you know, like, you kind of just like, whatever. But it's true, man. It's true. There's a reason why so many people say it. And, yeah, man. I'm doing good, too.
Yeah, sorry if you hear Isaiah. He's tired.
I know.
He's trying to take a nap, but he's fussy.
I'm doing good, too. I'll keep it short. I'm doing good, too. You know, everything's good. God is good. You know, Yeah, man, being a dad is such a blessing, you know, especially to Isaiah and to being the husband of this beautiful woman right here. And yeah, we had other questions too that probably didn't get answered, right, babe?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
we're just at Disneyland now.
Yeah, and Isaiah's getting already kind of. He's not always like this. I don't know why he's doing that. It's probably we always play music for him. He likes music, so that's probably what it is.
He's grabbing his blinky.
He's probably like, shut up, y'all. What the hell y'all doing talking so much? But yeah, if you guys like this, we're probably gonna make a part 2. But don't forget to like and subscribe and comment what you guys feel. You know, and I am making that chat in regards to, you know, if anyone needs prayer and if anyone is going through anything, like they can write down or like help one another, link with one another. It's gonna be a separate app that I think it's called Signal that I'm working on right now. I'll probably put it in the link for maybe this video, if not the next video. But yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your week and a good day. And love you guys. And
love you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on your car podcast.
I'm just trying to get to the road to who I am, and you know, you guys.
I'm along for the ride.
Yeah, hop in. You know, let's get to the road to who we are. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.